Good morning everyone, Jordan here from Artisan Electrics. Welcome back to this place. You might recognise this wall. I did a bit of a temporary fix on this a few weeks ago and the customer wanted me to come back and sort it out properly with some kind of smart kind of looking trunking conduit, etc. And you guys gave me lots of great suggestions in the comments of that previous video. Thank you for all the ideas. And what I've decided to do is run some 50 by 50 steel trunking down this side to contain all the cables that are just going vertically. Then I'll tee off the side of that with a little coupler and put a metal clad switch on here. And then I'm going to come down with some steel conduit to that socket there. And also going to come down with another run of steel conduit down to the cable that's going through the wall at the bottom there. Going to put a stop end box on that and just drill through the back of the stop end box. So should be a fun little project. I've got some recessed downlights to change as well here because you probably remember there was a horrible junction box above there that was badly done. I'm going to redo that with maintenance free connections, and I've got these copper downlights to install which the customer has supplied, so quite smart looking things. They're fire rated, they look like they should be fairly easy to install. So I've got a few of those to go in, 5 in total. And then I think there's 1 or 2 other bits they want me to do as well while I'm here. So I'll let you know how it goes. As always, if you enjoy the videos, hit a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll leave a link up here somewhere so that you can see the first original episode of this where I ran through the initial job. Thanks for watching and let's get into it. Okay, so I've just taken these downlights down. That's the original junction box that I found. But as I've taken the other ones down as well, they're not much better, unfortunately. They've just used old pendant lights as the junction boxes, which is a bit weird. And this one is like all charred, you can see there. Bit of a fire hazard, because these halogen lamps do get super hot. So that's the end of line there. And then over here we've got this one, which has just been done, it has been done in a proper junction box, but it's got a 3-core going to the junction box and then a twin, so I'm guessing that's the switch because this is on a separate switch. So I'm going to need to investigate that somewhat. But it looks like they've just sort of, yeah, oh man, it's right next to the joist there, and they've just sort of plastered it in with a bit of filler, so that's going to be fun to try and get the new one in because the new one is slightly bigger. Right, so I thought I'll start with the easy one, which is this end of line here, and I've taken this cover off the junction box, and this is really confusing. They've used double red, which is usually used for switch cables going down to the switch. They've just taped up the neutral with blue, but that's going to be really confusing if I cut any of these cables because I'm not going to know which one's the line and which one's the neutral. So that just throws another spanner in the works, unfortunately. I'm just going to have to be really careful and basically just check. Yeah, they've used it everywhere, look. That's ridiculous. So I'm just going to have to, rather than just cut the cables, I'm going to have to disconnect them carefully and make sure I use the right wires and sleeve them up properly. They've done the same on this one as well. Presumably that junction box as well. Yeah, so this junction box is a complete hash up. So the neutrals are basically these red ones, but they've sleeved them yellow, bizarrely. And then we've got a sort of a 2-way switching thing coming through here as well. The strappers, these blue and yellow ones, the strappers from the 2-way switching. And then we've got a permanent live, which is this one. And then switch live, which is this one. And then because there's not 5 terminals, they've just twisted the earths, the CPCs together at the back. So it's really, really bad. I'm going to replace this with a Wago box, maintenance free connections, and then you know what, I might just rewire these because it's going to be easier. Hopefully I can just pull in new cables on the old, and then I've got brown and blue rather than red and red. It's just going to be less confusing that way for anyone who works on them in the future, I think. So we've got the new downlights in. Unfortunately they are smaller than the old hole, so they're going to need a bit of making good to doing around them, a bit of redecorating, which is a shame. But the customer bought these, I didn't, so it's just one of those things. We're going to have to sort that out. This one over here was slightly smaller, and so actually the new downlight doesn't fit in this hole, so I'm going to have to open it up slightly. It's a 78mm hole cutout, but you can see there's a joist there right next to it, so I'm going to have to try and cut it out this way slightly to avoid the joist and try to avoid as much as possible making good. So a bit tricky, that one. But anyway, it's time for lunch, so I'm going to stop for a bite to eat. Right, so this is what I'm going to be installing now. So we've got this 50 by 50 galvanised steel trunking from Trunk. And then we've got some 20mm galvanised steel conduit. And what I'm going to do is rip off the old capping on this wall first of all to expose all the cables, and then get the trunking mounted up, cut the cables, joint them inside the trunking, mount the new switch boxes and socket, etc. So hopefully it's going to go smoothly, but you never know with this kind of thing. I might discover some kind of hidden issues that I didn't know about, so we'll see. But first I'll get you on the time lapse and we'll take off this old capping. Right, so we've got all the old capping off. That came off fairly easily, which is good. And so we can see what we're dealing with now. So obviously we've got the two 2.5s for the socket, so that's just going to come down in some conduit into a surface mounted metal clad double socket. That's easy enough. This one we'll have to cut and just do a joint there where it goes through the wall. So I'll put an end box on there, drill a hole through the back of the end box, take the cable through there, joint it there, and then run a conduit all the way up to the ceiling. So that's fairly easy as well. This is where it gets a bit more tricky. This is an old redundant cable, so I'm not quite sure what to do with that yet. But then we've got these lighting cables. That's for the one switch, that's for the other switch, and then we've got these four cables which are ring circuit, looks like probably a lighting and cooker and main bonding. So there was a bit of slack on this, so I've managed to pull it down, and what I'm going to do is just try and bunch them together and get the trunking in there, run the 50 by 50 trunking floor to ceiling, and then just tee off of it and put a surface mounted box for the light switches. Hopefully these will all just bunch across into the trunking, but what I want to do is kind of get them so that I can basically take the trunking flush to the ceiling so that you don't see the cables going into the top of the trunking. So I'm going to have to try and sort of jiggle these around a little bit at the top so that they're not visible if at all possible, and then the same here at the bottom where they come into the trunking at the bottom. I'm going to have to bunch them together and try to get them all going into the bottom of the trunking nicely without it being too visible. So I need to measure the trunking first, so I'm going to do that now, measure and cut it, and then I'll try and get it in. Surprising how much old junk comes out. I'm going to clear this up before I carry it on because it's a bit of a trip hazard leaving it on the floor like that, so I'm just going to do a little tidy up before I start mounting everything on the wall. Now clearing all this stuff up is quite sharp, so I'm wearing some gloves, and these were kindly provided as a gift for me to try out by Traffy. They're a safety equipment manufacturer, and the cool thing about these is they've got the fingers missing, so I can still turn my camera on and off and, you know, kind of do all the deck style things that I need to do. But these are cut proof gloves, so they're really tough, and they've got a nice feel to them. Actually, they feel like good quality. They're a nice snug fit, they're quite thick, and as I say, they're cut proof. So yeah, interesting to give these a go. It's the first time I'm trying them out, so I can't exactly recommend them yet, but so far I think they look nice. So I'm going to try and get it as tight as I can, floor to ceiling, so that there's no gaps. So it's 220. 220, get the angle grinder out. Right, so we're getting there bit by bit. It's been quite a fiddly job, to be honest, to do it neatly, but I'm getting there. So I've got all the conduits and boxes mounted up now. I managed to pull a little bit of slack on most of the cables and get them in without having to joint them, so that's good. But the cooker cable I'm going to have to joint, so I've got to put some connectors on that. This is redundant, so I can just tuck that inside, just take that up. But then these cables I've got to extend down to the switch that's going on here. Then I've just got to strip those back and connect the double socket on there. And then here I've got just enough length to join these two together in some Wargos, and I'm just going to put a flying lead on to earth that box as well, so that that's earthed. So all three of the conduits will be earthed. This one will be obviously earthed from the switch box back through to the trunking, and then that will be earthed from the socket box, and that will be earthed from the conduit box. So it means all the extraneous conductive parts will be properly earthed. So yeah. Got the back of it broken now, and I'm quite pleased with how it's looking so far. I think it's going to actually look really quite smart when it's done. So yeah, get in there. Just going to start putting all the connections in. So that is it, finished result, and I'm quite happy with how it's turned out really. Looks pretty smart, I think, considering how it used to be. So it is, you know, industrial style look, but actually it fits quite well with those bricks and the steel conduit and the metal clad sockets and the galvanized trunking go pretty well together. Managed to join everything up above and below. I just filled in that hole up the top there, so all good. It's been a long day though. It's 6:10. It's quite fiddly working with metal conduit. To get it right, you've got to really have a lot of attention to detail, but if you get it right, then the result is pretty nice. So as always, if you enjoy my videos, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Have a great day.